Welcome to today's tutorial, where we'll explore Gitlab CI/CD pipelines and how to use them to run Playwright tests. First, head over to gitlab.com and create a new project. Fill in the necessary details, and we're ready to proceed. Open the pipeline editor, where we'll create the YML file that outlines the environment configuration and the steps to build it and execute the tests. The initial step is to specify the image we want to use. This is a Playwright image maintained by Microsoft. I'll clean up some example code here, and then it's just a few lines to install the environment and run the tests. We're good to go. The YML syntax seems correct. Setting up the initial version and running the tests is straightforward, but it won't have HTML reporting yet. We'll implement it once we confirm everything is working smoothly. Alright, the pipeline's running, but hold on. Let's go to the pipeline view and cancel this run for now. We don't have any actual test scripts written yet. To address that, we'll clone the repository to our local machine. While I'm using a MacBook for this demonstration, the commands we're using are compatible with Linux and Windows machines as well. With the repository cloned locally, let's move on to installing Playwright. I'm using Playwright's code generator to create the test. Recording the test allows you to follow along even if you're not familiar with programming syntax. Our test target is the Sauce demo testing site from Sauce Labs. The test will simply log in and verify an element on the first page after login. Alright, the test recording is complete. Remember, when we ran npm init playwright, it created the entire test environment, including a sample test file. That's where we'll paste the script we just generated. Now push the code to GitLab. This will trigger the CI/CD pipeline, which will automatically run the tests. Awesome. Now let's level up with HTML reporting. GitLab stores artifacts for a limited time. If you need to keep them around longer, you can push them to a service like Amazon S3. But for now, let's focus on Gitlab. Instead of just saving index.html, we'll grab the entire report folder using the double asterisk. This includes all the subdirectories too, making sure your reports are complete. Another successful build. Gitlab can serve the HTML reports directly on their website, so you don't even need to download them. Now that the artifacts are working, let's view how the trace viewer works in a CI environment. We have to make the test fail. Then our environment will save the trace file, because by default, our Playwright template saves the trace file on the first retry. Open any browser report and click on the tab labeled Retry Number 1. Look for the trace at the bottom of the page. The trace viewer is your best friend when it comes to debugging failed tests. It shows you all the steps your test took, making it easy to pinpoint the issue. Let's boost our test execution speed with sharding. It's a fantastic Playwright feature that lets you run massive test sets in no time. Sharding should be a go-to strategy for any test automation project. The implementation is straightforward. We simply duplicate the test job and add a parameter to define the shard count. The test report format must be in blob report format, as this allows us to merge the reports after all the runs. With 3 shards defined, we'll create a separate stage to merge their reports. It's crucial to set this merging stage to run always, regardless of the test stage's success or failure. Without the when always line, merging would only happen after successful test runs, but we also need reports when tests fail, especially then actually. Alright, the syntax looks good, so let's commit. The test shards run failed. Remember, we set the last run to fail with wrong text. This was intentional, so I can demonstrate how the trace viewer works in a shard run. This was a brief introduction to test sharding. You can also implement sharding with parallel steps. If you'd like to delve deeper, check out my other videos. Finally, let's establish a schedule for periodic test execution. It is crucial for larger test suites that do not need to be executed on every commit. And with that, we conclude our tutorial. We've covered Playwright test integration, artifacts, trace viewer, test sharding, and pipeline schedules. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments section. If you found the video helpful, consider sharing it with your colleagues. Thank you for watching.